For us, it's quite difficult to reach the public. I mean, our website obviously is one way in which the public can access our information. Often you'll have the public saying, well, you know, we don't really know what charities do. Are they efficient? Are they effective?
We are battling against an enormous number of charities in this country alone. So we do need other outlets in order to be able to tell people about the charity, about its finances, for example, about its fundraising methods.
As a grant maker, it's very important that we have up-to-date, accessible information to help us frame our policies and to be aware of new needs and so forth. Transparency and accountability are really big issues for the third sector and civil society, and anything that really encourages charities to be more open and to enable perhaps the giving public as well as grant makers to be able to access information about charities is more than welcome.
I founded GuideStar in the US in 1994 and came to London actually in 2002 to initiate the beginning of a GuideStar program for the UK. We were very keen in starting GuideStar to develop an information set that would support a more effective, confident, proactive set of decisions by donors that they could sustain over time, and that organizations would thereby be more consistently funded.
So GuideStar provides the opportunity for you to understand, research organisations and find organisations that you might not ever know of. And because we have all the charities in England and Wales on the database and available, that is every charity from a tiny little organisation running a village hall, a residents association, a playgroup, to the huge brand name charities that we all know.
We are very keen to make information about the work and the finances and the governance of organizations transparent for all to see. GuideStar reports are not intended to just provide financial ratios. In fact, we try to avoid financial ratios because we think that's often misleading. Rather, we think that information about the objectives of organizations, about the resources that are available to organizations, about the accomplishments of organizations, the direction of organizations, that's the most important information to convey. It's with that information that organizations can communicate their values, and donors can find the organizations that whose values most resonate with them. They can establish expectations for the organizations, what they'll be able to track over time. And they can start to take their roles as productive, proactive citizen investors seriously.
The whole database is powered or is driven by a very powerful search engine. So you can find organizations that meet your particular interests and maybe local to you, or that you're particularly interested in finding. Every charity has an equal space on GuideStar UK, and in many respects it serves to level the playing field. And actually, some of those smaller charities that are completely run by volunteers, they actually use GuideStar as their own website, because it has all the key information about that organisation.
What GuideStar does is it gives another channel for communication. It gives another way in which people can access us. It gives an independent platform where people can actually read about our objectives, what we're there to try and achieve. They can understand the financials, where do we get our money, what do we try and achieve with the resources that we get. And I think having that platform is very important, because it can build trust with our organisation, and it can enable people to compare us with other organisations in a clear and effective way.
I think it's critical that grant makers can communicate with applicants clearly and in a transparent way as to what their priorities are. So for us, it's about using GuideStar to explain where we come from. We can only make grants in the London area, for example, so it's important that that is well communicated so as to avoid thousands of disappointed applicants.
One of the things that we're always alert about is looking for organisations that can help us to spread the word about Canine Partners. An organisation like GuideStar can help us very considerably there in terms of allowing us to put material information on the website in an open and frank manner about what we do and how we do it.
For us to properly consult with charities who are engaged in offering mental health services, we needed to have access to good information. Beauty about GuideStar is that you can put in mental health, London, and you can come up with something like 400 or so charities which, for our purposes, we consulted with, and it was really helpful in helping us frame our new direction. Due diligence is very, very important to us as grant makers. It's not our money we're giving away, we're simply trustees, and therefore it's right that we take the most appropriate steps we can to check out information about charities. So being able to look at their accounts, being able to see if they're SORP compliant, it's an important process, being also able to look at who their board is, their governance, their chief executive, and the beauty of GuideStar is that it's very simple and easy for me to use.
You know, one of my experiences for civil society to be credible in a particular developing country, it's important that they themselves are able to demonstrate transparency in terms of the information that they have on their financial situation, or in terms of how they are governed, or who their membership base is. And I think that trust can be built through a GuideStar platform. And often you don't find that type of information is readily available in many, many countries. And that can create a situation where many governments will say, well, who are you? And what gives you a legitimacy to tell us what to do or to inform our policy making? And again, so I think if GuideStar can be expanded and transparent databases can be set up of all the civil society actors in a particular country, that will be a major step forward.
So our vision, really, over time, is to capture information about the work of all the civil society organizations across the globe. One really good area, which is radically underdeveloped with respect to globalism, is global philanthropy. We're just touching the tip of the iceberg on what's possible with respect to global philanthropy, but it simply cannot happen. It cannot achieve its potential unless there's far greater information. Well, we would like to help these national programs make that information, to, first of all, make it good, but then make it available through global websites.